Hey YouTube, it's Mr. North 14, and today I'm doing a review on the Kingsford Steakager Master 30 dry age machine. Now this is my final review. I've done two before this. I did a November review when the product just came out, and basically I told people to stay away from this product. Why? Because it was not ready. It had major defects in it, and it probably shouldn't even been shipped out. Now, disclaimer, I'm only talking about the Master 30 because that's what I own. I don't know about the Master 45 or the Master 15. I can only tell you about the product that I own, the Master 30. But just to give you some background, when I first purchased this product, they said everything that's in the 15 is in the 30, everything that's in the 30 is in the 45. The only difference in these units is just the size, but all the parts are the same. Okay, but that's just a disclaimer. I can only tell you about the Master 30. So, like I said, back in November of 2018, the Kingsford Steakager Master 30 shipped out. When I got it, it had three major flaws in it that made it so I could not even recommend this product, as well as for people to go out and buy it. Okay, and the reason why is, one, it did not keep temperature. Okay, it had a burning smell to it, and I'll explain that further about the burning smell. Okay, and it had a big sheet of ice on the back plate, and that big sheet of ice was the reason why it could not keep temperature. And what I mean by it could not keep temperature is that the temperature is supposed to be between 33 and 39. Well, it was in the 45s and the 50s in my unit. And like I said, on top of that, it had a burning smell. So what that was basically the UV light burning out that they had in it, as well as once the UV light burnt out, it messed up the circuit board. It basically burned it out once the UV light burnt out. So that's what the burning smell was that my wife smelled, and then I later smelled and realized what the burning smell was. It was a Steakager Master 30 in my home. So because of those reasons, back in November, I could not recommend this product. I could not tell people to go out and buy it, okay? And I stand by that, what I said then back in November. And to give you an example of why I stand by what I said back in November is, if you go to the website now, what you will see if you try to order this product, they will say the new redesigned Steakager 2019 model. Now, just remember, it just came out in November of 2018. It's 3 to 4 months later, and they already have a redesigned model. So that tells you what they shipped out to the pre-order people in the beginning was something that was not ready to be shipped. It had major flaws, major defects, and I had to get the word out that it was not holding temperature, that it had a burning smell, and that it had a big sheet of ice built up on the back wall. So I had to get that out to people. And as you can see, a couple months later, they proved my point with a redesigned model. Now, what is the redesigned model? It's basically the fan unit. The fan unit was basically had a bunch of cheap parts and was not ready for game day. Wasn't ready for prime time. And what they did is they updated the fan unit. What they did is add a new UV light, new fan, and redesigned it so that it had a silver mesh lining with little holes in it so that the air could circulate better in the unit, thus melting that ice, so that when you added your piece of meat, it actually kept temperature. So how do I feel about the product now? It maintains temperature, okay, between 33 and 39. Great. I do not have the ice wall buildup. Basically, it's acting like a regular fridge. It's dripping water down into the drip hole. Nothing's freezing. No big sheet of ice, nothing like that. As I said, it's keeping temperature between 33 and 39, and there is absolutely no burning smell from the UV light going out, and thus ruining the system board in it. Okay, so like I said on my second review, right when I got the new unit, I tested it for a couple days. I told people that the redesign model is good to go out and purchase the 2019. So if you've been holding off on it and saying, no, I'm not going to get it, or I'm going to get it, or I'll wait till I get more information, then there you go. That's more information for you. I can tell you that it is now ready for prime time. But there is an issue. There is an issue with the new units. Now, I don't know if they fixed it, because what the issue is, and I'll explain that, is that the unit, what happens is the server for the Wi-Fi on their end drops. And when the server drops, when you look at your app, you're getting a reading of 0 humidity and 0 temperature. So now what the Steakager's thinking that's in your home is that it has to drop the temperature. And what I mean by that, by drop the temperature, now it's going below the set parameters between 33 and 39. Now mine on 2 occasions got down to 22 degrees. Now again, like I said, it's supposed to maintain a temperature between 33 and 39 for the dry age process. Okay? So just to give you an example of what I mean here, okay, I'm just going to put my phone here, and I don't know if you can see that where it says 22 degrees for the minimum as a temperature. It's not supposed to say 22. It's supposed to say the minimum, either 33 or 32 or 31, but it's supposed to be between, that minimum is supposed to be one of those numbers between the range. It's not supposed to drop past 30, to be honest with you. And if you see a 22 there, then that's telling you that the unit, that something happened during the 30 days that made the temperature drop. And what it was a loss of connection with the server. So I contacted them. They said, okay, maybe it's a drop in the server. And he said, just because I realized that it only worked on Bluetooth. So then I just put it to Bluetooth. He said, keep it on the Bluetooth and we'll check out what's going on with our servers. And then basically a couple days, like 2 or 3 days later, I hear from them that they're updating their servers. Okay, and basically when they're updating their servers, they're going to transfer over to a new server, and that they're going to now have the servers monitor everyone's Steakager, so that if it is not connected to the server for longer than 15 minutes, you'll get a warning, a push notification on your phone to tell you, hey, you need to save your piece of meat or to save your Steakager, you need to do something about this. Now, the problem with that is that, what if you're not home? What if you're at work? What if you're shopping? What if you're, at a game or something? You can't get home, to save that piece of meat or to save the Steakager. So basically, I came up with a solution, and what I did is went out and bought one of those Wi-Fi plugs that's connected to the internet that allows you to turn on appliances on and off, because that's really the only way to get the Steakager to connect back to the server properly, is you literally have to unplug it from the wall and plug it back in. Well, if you buy one of those Wi-Fi plugs, now this has worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you. Just put that disclaimer out. This is what I did. So basically, if you buy one of those Wi-Fi plugs, it will power it down, turn it off, and then it'll allow you to remotely, over the internet, turn it back on. So that's what I've been doing when I was getting that issue. Now, when they finally transferred over to the new server, I haven't had the issue where it would lose connection with the server. Okay, but they did have a lot of false warnings coming out to people, but I haven't had the issue since they went to the new server. So that's not to say it won't happen again the next time I do a 30 or 45 day rotation. So that's why I came up with that solution for you people who want a solution to if they do get a reading that it's off. And like I said, that the server, that your unit is not connected to the server on their end, the only way to fix that is to literally unplug it and plug it back in. Then it reconnects to the server. So go out, buy a Wi-Fi plug and see if it works for you. It's just a solution that I use, and it works, because you don't want to ruin your unit, and you don't want to ruin $100 piece of meat like I did. This would be my second piece of $100 meat that would have been ruined by this machine. But like I said, it's an issue. It's an issue that is easily correctable if you do what I said, and it might not even be an issue that they moved over to the new servers, and now they're monitoring these units 24/7. Okay? So right there, that's my solution for that. But like I said, right now, you can go out and get the new redesigned 2019 model without any cares or worries. It actually works. I can vouch and say that it works. Nothing's burnt out. No ice on the unit. At 7 p.m. tonight, I'm going to pull out my strip that's been in there 30 days. Okay, so it's been in there 30 days. I've had a chance to monitor the system for 30 days, and I just told you about the only problem that I experienced with this unit. And I gave you a solution so that you can fix that problem if that happens to you. Okay? So, I hope that helps you. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If it's helped you in any way, I would appreciate it so that others can hear this review, because I want to get it out there now that this unit is ready. If you want dry aged steak at home, this is an affordable way to do it. I mean, there's cheaper versions where you could just put salt and a fan in your fridge, or use an Uma bag. Now, I also been reading, and people have been telling me that once they finish their 30-day rotation, that the meat is actually dry, and they don't really like the flavor of dry aged steak. Now, you're only going to get that flavor profile from dry aged steaks if it's beyond 30 days. Okay, so what I tell people, it's a taste that you have to acquire. Okay, it's a flavor that dry aging does. It gives, and it's something you have to acquire. Now, for the dryness, that can be solved by maybe just, the toughness of the steak can be solved by going longer than 30 days, maybe 35, maybe 45, maybe 50. Okay, and again, another way, if you're not getting that tenderness you want, what you can do is go buy those. I hope I'm saying the name right. The umai bags, the ones that you, with the membranes, you put over the meat, and you sit in a regular fridge and you let it dry age for 30 or 45 days, and you get the same thing as dry aging from this machine. Well, if you put it in that umai bag as well as put it in this unit, you'll get some of the tenderest pieces of meat that you will ever get, because basically you're using two methods to dry age your meat. Not only are you using this machine that maintains, an average temperature of 37 and a humidity around 85 degrees, which is perfect for dry aging a steak. On top of that, you're getting that membrane that umai makes, okay, where it's letting the meat breathe out, but it's not letting anything back in. Okay, so that's probably why your meat is dry, is because that membrane from the umai bag is going to let the moisture out, but it's not going to let stuff back in it. Okay, so that's my solution if you want a very tender piece of meat. I know you might say, well, it's defeating the purpose. Why didn't I just buy the umai bag? Well, the thing is that you're getting a dry aging machine plus the benefits of the umai bag with the membrane. So if you do that, you're going to get a tender piece of meat. You're also going to get the flavor profile of a 30-day dry aged steak. And like I said, that's something you're going to have to get used to, because what this did is give the masses a way to have great tasting dry aged steaks, and not everybody had a dry aged steak, so they don't understand the flavor profile, they don't understand, the taste, they don't understand, if they're supposed to like it or not, they don't understand that they're going to have to. When you give stuff to the masses that haven't had, great tasting, high quality restaurant type stuff, and just been making, steaks on the grill and thinking they're the best thing in the world, you're gonna have this problem with people saying it's dry, it's this, it's that, it has an awful taste, because the majority of the reviews, not reviews, but the thing when people tell their stories about the Steakager is that they're disappointed in the taste, because they've never had dry aged steak before and don't understand that after 30 days it's a flavor profile that dry aging gives to a meat that is something you got to get used to, and everybody does it. I mean, everybody don't like it. Okay, so I hope you try that. If you do, I guarantee you will get tender meat. Okay, and it won't be as dry. Okay, so I hope this helps. This is Mr. North 14, and God bless. Peace. I'm out.